guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my June wrap up. I do have a haul coming for you guys shortly, so hopefully you'll be seeing that this week. But I do have my wrap up. I read 10 books and I DNF'd one. I have a possible DNF for another one, but we will see. I haven't decided on that one just yet. It's quite well loved and I don't know if I'm ready to call it quits. But this one, on the other hand, I am very ready to call quits. This is the Beyond the Black Door. I pulled this out of my jar for a like TBR thing. I'm not going to say much about it because I do talk about this in a vlog that I will hopefully have coming out in the near future. Just know that this was a DNF, which is a mild spoiler for the vlog, but whatever. The next book on my list is Evocation by S.T. Gibson. This one is a very pretty fairy loot edition. I also got a Owl Crate edition, which is why I started keeping better track of what books are coming in what boxes so that this doesn't happen again. Because it happens occasionally where they decide to pick the same book. But anyways, this one was really cute. It's they're very cute. I liked it. It's not necessarily cute. It's not a cute book. I liked the book. Whatever. Okay. Anyways, this one is very much a plot-driven, a character-driven book, not a plot-driven book. So if you've read any of S.T. Gibson's books in the past, I've read 2 of her vampire books and then this one, which is a witch book. And all of them are supernatural. All of them are very plot-driven, or not plot. If you've read S.T. Gibson in the past, you'll know that her books are very character-driven, not plot-driven. So I read both of her recent vampire books as well as this one, which is a witch book. I haven't read anything farther back. But all of them are very much about the characters. The plot is a side quest that doesn't really matter because it's all about the characters. I really like this one. This one's definitely my favorite of the 3 that I've read. The last one I read was the Dark Academia one, was definitely more meh. So this one was like a 4-star, that one was like a 3-star. But I am liking her writing a lot. I do like her characters a lot. But you have to be okay with a slower, less plotted book. If you are a very plot-driven person, don't pick these up. If you are very much a character person and you don't mind a little bit of a slower book, these ones are really good. This is the next book that I read. This is A Fire in the Flesh, which is the 3rd Flesh in the Fire book. They really went all out when they were picking the titles of these ones. The 4th one comes out in August. So I have read all of the books that are currently available except Visions. Visions is got some short stories and a lot of history in it. And the history is really fresh because I've just finished this book. So I don't need the history yet. I'll probably go through Visions when the 4th one comes out, just for a little refresher before the 4th one comes out. That one is really great for if you have gaps in your reading. And like say you read the Blood and Ash books, but you don't remember something, that's the book you go to. It does have a lot of spoilers in it though, so be careful reading it if you haven't read these ones yet. But I did like it a lot. I am looking forward to the next one. They are getting a little bit repetitive at this point in time, but so far, I'm still enjoying them. The next book we have is Bone Crossed. I started this like a year ago and then promptly lost the book. And then I got the book from the library and listened to it while I was looking for the physical edition because I couldn't remember how far I was. Turns out I was about 100 pages in when I lost the book. Her books are kind of repetitive. Also, they have the same characters, the same themes. This is like the 4th book in the Patricia Briggs series. And I am definitely liking them, but I definitely can see that this is one of those ones that I'm not going to be able to binge. I will just pick them up occasionally when I need a palate cleanser that I am comfortable with in a world that I enjoy. The next book I have is A Million Junes by Emily Henry. This is the second to last YA book of hers that I own. The last one is here on my shelf. And I will get to that one as soon as the audiobook becomes available, because my brain is very dependent on audiobooks to read a decent number of books. I can read a couple of books a month physically, but that's about as much as I can do. So audiobooks come in clutch, especially because I deliver and I listen to these while I'm delivering. So this one is about a girl named June, and these are all of her different personas. I don't remember a ton about it. I know that they have, okay, so it said the back is telling me that her name is Jack O'Donnell, but she goes by June, which is definitely triggering all the memories that I needed. And it's talking about their path. There's like all of her books are like a speculative fiction type of book. They're all of her YA books, at least. Her normal books, her adult books, her newer ones are just straight romances. But these ones all have like a speculative glint to them. And this was about something that happened between her family and the family next door. So if you ever did like the McCoys and the, I can't remember what they are, when the two families that feud, we're not talking like a Romeo and Juliet dying thing here. We're talking like the Hatfield and the McCoys. If you know that story and how they have their neighbors who have a feud that just doesn't make a lot of sense and they can't figure out why, this is that type of book. And this book will go through and explain the background, how they're finding out how the rivalry started, how to stop the rivalry. And it definitely has a speculative glint in it because they get to start seeing memories, which was pretty cool. So yeah, all I had to do was read the name Jack O'Donnell on the back and it triggered all my memories. So I definitely enjoyed this one a lot. I really like Emily Henry, and I am now working through her adult books. The next book I read was Moves On by Lucy Score. I have been really, really loving Lucy Score's funnier, lighthearted books. This is the second, and the next one's the third book that I read by her. I would love some more recommendations on some of her lighter hearted funny books. I know that she's got a harder hitting sad set of stories, and I have to be in the right mood for those. So I'm looking forward to more of these types of stories because they are sweet and I like them a lot. This one is about a girl who has a YouTube channel where she fixes up houses, and she is almost at 1 million subscribers. Between her investments and the flipping of the houses, plus all of the revenue that she gets, she's doing pretty well for herself. So she comes back to this little town in like Utah or something. I think it's Utah, I can't remember. And she picks this house that she loved when she was a kid, and it's the romance between her and one of the people that's working on the house, and it's super, super cute. Definitely suggest if you are interested in that type of story. The other one I have is my other Lucy Score, so this is number 3 for me, and this one is By a Thread, and this one's a boss romance, which was super, super cute. I really love the dynamic between Dominic and Ellie. So the book starts with Dom out with his mom to have lunch at this little pizza place, and Ellie is his server, and she decides to write profanities on his pizza in pepperoni, and Dom gets her fired for it. And Dom's mom, watching the entire thing, likes her personality, likes her attitude, and hires her to work at her company where Dom also works. And so it's definitely a grumpy sunshine, it's a boss subordinate type of situation, but it's really cute and I really enjoyed it. Okay, the last couple books, I'm gonna move off to the side so I can give myself some room. The next one I read was The Locked Door. This is a Frida McFadden book. Me and my husband have been delivering together, and he prefers thrillers. So we've been listening to thrillers. And Frida McFadden is one of the books that's almost always available as like a download now. We are waiting on The Housemaid, and I am like 1,000th in line, so I will be able to listen to that in a few months. But in the meantime, we're listening to some of her backlist. So The Locked Door is about this little girl who has a locked door to her basement where she finds out that her father is a serial killer. So it's like a then and now. And so you see her now, and then you see her as a little girl, like moving up to when she finds out that there's somebody in the basement. And then you see how she's reacting to similar murders that are happening now. And there's always a little twist in the Freida McFadden books. A lot of people can probably see them coming. I am not one of them. My brain does not function very well like that. I will make guesses, and sometimes I'm right, but definitely not always. If my son was listening to them with me, he'd have it done in like the first 5 sentences. He'd be like, "Oh, this is the killer." But whatever. And the next book that we listened to was The Perfect Son, also by Freida McFadden. And this one is about this mom who thinks her son could potentially be a serial killer, and is doing everything in her power to keep him safe until one of his girlfriends goes missing. And this one, again, I was on the right track in my guesses, but it definitely took a left turn, and I was like, oh, okay, so we're close, but not there. It was a lot of fun. Like I said, these are not like highbrow books. These are very much fun, like little thrillers, and they are perfect for when you're like delivering packages to people, because I do Amazon Flex, and I was delivering packages and he was with me because he just had surgery and can't go to work, and so he was bored at home, so he's driving while I'm delivering and we're listening to these books, and it was a lot of fun. The last 2 books that I read are in the same series. They're books 1 and 2. It's Tempt Me and Break Me. And they are about this college girl who goes to Alaska for a job at the Wolf Lodge up there for the summer. And it is another boss, subordinate romance, but I don't like the male main character. He annoys the crap out of me. And I just finished book 4, which I will talk about 3 and 4 in my July wrap up, because it is now the 8th and I've already finished those 2. But these 2, I like her. She's a little bit naive, but I like her. I do not like him at all, but I do like her friends in Alaska. Her friends in Alaska are pretty awesome. So these are, for me, pretty short. I listened to them at 1.75 so I can get through them in a few hours. So I was able to listen to all of Break Me in like one day. Like I said, not the best books. I gave them 2 stars, but they were enough where I wanted to keep reading them, but I didn't like them. So it's a hard juxtaposition. They're extremely smutty. So if you like smutty books, you don't mind an unlikable male lead, and you don't mind a naive female lead, give them a try. I got them, I checked them out. I'm waiting for the 5th one right now because the 5th one had a longer wait. These ones were all like available now. That one is a wait. So yeah, I don't know. This was an interesting one. But so yeah, so I had a couple of great ones. I have 1 DNF and then a couple of 2 stars, which luckily I don't own the physical copies of, or I'd be unhauling them. But since I don't own them, it doesn't matter. But that's it for my June wrap up. I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned because the book haul will be here soon. I'm going to film that now and I'll put it up in a couple days. So I will see you guys soon. Bye.